Doug's ass and Kyle's ass and Austin's ass too. Miss you so much, Barnes, all we can do. We've been waiting, hoping you come on soon. Said ain't true, in the moon. Said ain't true, in the moon. Said ain't true, in the moon. Said ain't true, in the moon.
Well, it's good to meet with you guys today, Jeremy. You and I have traded funny memes on Facebook for quite some time.
Yeah.
You probably have the largest record collection of anybody I know. So I always get a kick out of whatever you're listening to for the day. It's always kind of
Oh, dude, yeah, it's a fun ride. I'm a part of also other vinyl groups and a lot of other friends, and I the weird shit they send me, man, and I'm like, oh, I like this, and then I have to have it, So yeah, it's a fun ride.
And Russ Loyd, we've not formally met before, but obviously you began Home Team FM, and which we'll talk about in a little bit. But where are you from originally, Russ? What's your background?
I hail from Macon, Georgia.
Nice.
And spent over a decade in Athens at the University of Georgia. Did some hard time in Charleston and Nashville, and now I live in Pittsburgh. So that's my route.
Now, when you say hard time,
today,
are we talking prison or are we talking?
Yeah, right.
Oh, cool.
No comment.
So I have to admit, I don't know a lot about Home Team FM. I'd seen the logo and I knew of it, but is it an internet radio show, or tell me about it?
Yeah, I started that a few years back, really as a demo for the band. I have a business, and the business is making it's called Radio as a Service, basically making radio stations for different businesses, brands, lifestyle brands, and artists and bands. And so I'm a lifelong Widespread Panic fan since '91 at least, and it was a no-brainer. I was like, Home Team has been a part of my life since '95, '96 in Athens, and I just love that moniker. I love what it stands for, and I started the online radio station. So Home Team FM is an online radio station. That's what it has been before Monday.
Cool. Yeah. And Jeremy, we already talked a little bit about, you told me you were from Tupelo originally, right?
Yeah, I was born out in a little town called Kossuth, or raised in Kossuth, Mississippi, which is like northeast Mississippi for a little bit. And then my parents and my big old family moved to Tupelo. Everybody should know what Tupelo is Elvis Presley's birthplace. And and then I went to Ole Miss for college, and of course, and that's where I dove deep into Widespread Panic and all that is of that jam band scene.
Mm-hmm.
I just jumped right in the deepest end of the pool. And, spent my college money mostly on trying to get from show to show.
My
parents didn't appreciate it, but I did it, and I'm still paying for it. So,
I wouldn't have it any other way. I certainly, I'm about to turn 50, so I'm like, okay, I guess I need to get serious about saving for retirement, but God damn, it's fun.
I hear you. If it weren't for my wife, I would be broke all the time, man.
Yep. Man, we actually came and saw JoJo play, and God, I should have made note of this before we got on here, but I didn't know you were from Tupelo, and saw him play the Blue Canoe.
Yep, Blue Canoe.
Dude, we walked in there, and it was like Roadhouse. There was a fight. There was we were way overdressed, but it was a good time seeing him there.
That's a dirty South, man. That's a dirty South. We have no manners. We just get to it. Yeah,
no doubt.
A Panic fan, overdressed. That's funny.
That is funny.
So Jeremy, you were an admin in Panic Stream. Of course, everybody knows what happened, what went down last week. Of course, I've always taken the position that anybody that's involved with any type of exploitation of children, and I'm not saying who's guilty or innocent, but that general topic, I've always thought like that's the one thing that you don't do as a human being. And of course, so that site's going away. And of course, my first concern is, children, and make sure that that's all handled by the authorities. The second thing I had a question about was, due to the amount of music on that site, can you talk a little bit about kind of what the vision is, moving the listening crowd, if you will, over to Home Team FM? And is there any type of transfer of Panic archival stuff from that site to you guys, or is it all just kind of starting new and moving forward from there?
Well, I can speak a little bit on the technical side, and then Russ can get with the site part of it.
Okay.
So from the bootleg part of it, which I'm a big bootleg collector myself, and Russ is as well.
Yeah.
But what we're doing now is we're going to utilize Live Music Archive. If you don't know what Live Music Archive is, and you've been in a cave for a while in the music scene, but it's a public forum to put all the tapers, to put all their live music there. It's crowdfunded, if you will. And we hope to keep it there forever. So we've started a widespread Panic page, if you will. And we've got a group of us, some that are big tapers and some that are big collectors like myself. And we have just started loading that archive, all the shows, especially starting with the Mikey era, and then we'll progress into, G-Mac or George McConnell, and then into Jimmy. And our goal is to, put as 99.9% of all Panic into the Live Music Archive.
Cool.
And then from there, we'll connect it to the new site that's coming, and I'll let Russ take it from there.
Okay.
Yeah, Jeremy and all those guys have done an amazing job this 1 week. I remember when on Monday it was 1,400 shows on archive.org for Widespread Panic, and I don't know what it is today, but I believe it was around 2,600 the last time I checked. So, they have been crushing it in this week. And that was the goal, was to have it be public, right? The HomeTeam.fm portion is the flag, right? We already, as Panic fans, sort of gather under the Home Team flag. Home Team means a lot of different things to a lot of different people, but what it does absolutely mean is community. And so I chose to start talking to Mean Gene and Eli, who are founders of the Home Team back in '95 in Athens. And I just started talking to them. I was like, guys, this is an opportunity to bring people under the flag a little bit more than we had. And that was the purpose of Home Team FM in general, is just, it seemed like a natural fit to have a radio station devoted to the music that we love. So Home Team FM will operate as sort of the skin of it all. And we want you be able to easily come to the site, find the archive, play the song, play the file that you want hosted on the LMA, the Live Music Archive. So we're not hosting any files, which is different than it was handled before. Right. We're making it a public facing, right? But we're using Home Team FM as a skin. We're going to have the set list there. We're going to have a poster archive. We're going to have a sticker archive. We're going to have photos. We're going to have as much as we can get for the community to come together in the new location is what we're trying to do.
That's killer. So it's more than music. You're kind of expanding out, bringing all the artwork and all that stuff in one place. That's neat.
Yeah. There's a lot of places that, the Panic site itself already has an amazing poster collection, but, all those artists, those poster artists deserve credit. A lot of people have done a lot of work. For example, your podcast, right? We want to collect all the podcasts, put them in a nice place that's easy to access. Be like, oh, these are Panic podcasts. Oh, there you go. easy to find. I didn't really know about your podcast until this week.
Yeah.
So it's amazing to meet you. And I listened to the Panic Stricken episode, this week. Cool. Because I was like, what's this? This is amazing. So, the work you've done, we've been partnering with Ted Rockwell and Everyday Companion. I mean, they've been doing that for 30 years, right? And they have done the work that we need as a community to have all the set lists in one place. So we're working with that team to sort of update that back end and tie it in, powered by Everyday Companion, going to their site, going to your site, going to whoever has content that is relevant. We really want to make it a community.
That's cool. Yeah, that was a fun. I don't know if you had a chance to listen to that Ted Rockwell one I did, but in terms of like learning about how he started Everyday Companion, that was a great episode for hearing him tell his story. He's got some great knowledge of the band and the scene. He's awesome.
He does, and what a great guy. And I'm just getting to know him, and but I think that's exactly the beauty of this situation, if there is one. Mm-hmm. Obviously, out of ashes, you can rise. And I think that's what we're doing. Like I'm feeling, and I think Jeremy can agree that what we've been a part of this week has been total community.
That's awesome.
And that is exactly what we want to foster. We don't want any hate. We don't want any negativity. Nobody does. And so, Jeremy and the team of admins, they have spent a lot of hours. I'm an admin, but I'm not doing anything. I'm not a social media type of person, right?
Come on.
but they've put in a lot of hours, right? Just to wrangle this thing, because all these people just were seeking somewhere to go, and we threw it up and we put it up, and they just started going at it, and they wrangled a beast in people being, upset, wanting to talk shit.
Yeah.
And we just really didn't want to do that, right? So the community has been strong. That's the takeaway.
Yeah, and I was going to say too, I caught wind of some threats and some stuff to some of the admins on the Panic website, like that main chat board, and that stuff's not called for. If anybody out there is doing that, it's not a Panic stream conspiracy. That I just had to address that real quick because I was really disappointed to see like some really negative stuff on there.
I don't know what that is about.
Yeah,
we certainly have no conspiracy. Yeah. We're literally just trying to make it clean. Yeah, trying to make a clean place, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's what the whole thing is. We're, in my year, and I can talk a little bit on just my year of being in Panic Stream, the energy was gone a long time ago. And I'm going to be honest, it was gone a long time ago. Just as far as the enthusiasm, the sense of community, I think it just became this machine that was just running, and people forgot to maintenance it. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It wasn't anything that I was like, oh, this is horrible. It was just like I just think it just got stuck.
Yeah.
And when Russ said, "From this ashes we shall rise," I think that was a big benefit to us. I believe that it sparked some enthusiasm that I haven't even felt in the Panic community in a long time. And I have seen so much joy coming out of the community lately. Like, thank you this, thank you that, thank you for keeping it alive. Thank you for, bringing a site back, or even just for the shows being on the archives, sending links out. But thank you for the speed in which you've done it. And I was just like, yeah, man. I mean, I didn't want to see it die. I think that was the big deal. I didn't want to see it die. And so when I reached out, I can tell you the day it happened. I mean, when I reached out to Dennis Bryant and I said, "Houston, we have a problem." And, and he was like, he said, "Give me a moment." And he started reaching out to all the home team vault team and all of his buddies and all the home team alumni. And here we are today. Really, it was that quick. He turned around and said, "We are now home team. Let's roll."
Russ, let me nerd out with you for a minute, Russ. I picked up when you said that home team would kind of serve as the skin. Is that like when somebody goes to click on a link for a show on the home team page, Is that just an API call to the archive, and it pulls that data transfer from there? Or am I talking old language?
Sort of. No. That's sort of correct. I don't know that I can speak to the actual audio yet, because I am sort of working. The goal is to have that ready for this week.
Oh, cool.
We've done a lot in a week, but to pull it in, I mean, I have the limit. There's some limitations on the website of hometeam.fm right now, and it's basically because of where it's hosted. So I have to work around that. But yeah, I mean, it's really just. I'm not sure it's an API, but it's like a
link to a link,
a React, like a React, JavaScript React call, and but there are some things like that have been used in the past. For example, like Relisten. Mm-hmm. Relisten is a great app. It was an MIT project. It's in GitHub. We can use that. They've done a great job. And it's all there, right? So we're kind of exploring how we can use that and continue that relationship, and also make it specific for Widespread Panic, sort of reskin it. It's really just a matter of me as an end user. I'm going to just speak for me, right? Mm-hmm. But I want to go to one place. I don't want to go to a link to Everyday Companion, and I don't want to go to a link to Archive. I just want to go to Home Team FM, or I want to go to Everyday Companion, and I'm looking at the set list, and it kicks me out, and the player's right there, right? Mm-hmm. So that's what we're trying to do, and every site that wants to be a part of that can do that. Mm-hmm. We're doing that. So as far as nerding out, I can only speak. I'm only enough to be dangerous, so I can't really super nerd out with you.
No, that's probably well, me neither. I talk a lot of game, but let me ask you this: the only thing I didn't like about listening to music on Panic Stream was that if my phone, if I were to let my phone lock in the middle of a song, you know what I'm saying. I had to unlock
what you're talking about.
It would end at the end of the song. It wouldn't flow to the next song. So if there's any way you you guys can get around that, good right? Lord.
Yeah, that was some outdated code there, man. It was some outdated stuff on the site.
Right.
And and then, like I said, that's one of the cooler things that's going on right now is we get to start fresh and look at it from a new perspective, and also take suggestions that are out there already going, from other different bands and stuff. So I mean, it's just a really cool. It feels really good right now just to be saying, hey, I like that idea, Russ. Can you do that, or can we call upon some head that may know how to do that kind of thing, and help us out, and that's what's cool. I think we're going to evolve. It may be slow at first, but we're going to evolve, and this site will be a kick-ass place to go, and I'm very excited for it.
Russ and Jeremy, I'm
I mean, Panic's crowd, those entities, Everyday Companion. I mean, it's been around for a really long time. And Panic Stream had as well, and so it's not that they're like sales, not the right word, but it's just it can't do what modern sites can do now. So what Jeremy just said, like there have been Jason has he has helped me so much in just brainstorming with some things that we can do that is just, it brings it right up to 2025, and we can really have a very well done fan community site, right? Our position is, I mean, Home Team has always been just live music, right? Mm-hmm. Like Widespread Panic is Home Team, but Home Team is not Widespread Panic necessarily. That's how we've used that phrase a lot. Widespread Panic is absolutely Home Team, and we want Home Team to do two things, which is to embrace and promote live music and musicians that make live music, right? We've always done that. And to create what will be the fan Widespread Panic legacy to last forever.
Yeah. Let me put you both on the spot real quick. Russ, what was your first Panic show? Do you recall?
Macon, Georgia, 91. I just had to answer this for Jeremy, so I know. It was Macon, Georgia, Victorian Village, 91.
Jeremy, what about you?
Mine was Starkville, Mississippi, 42501.
All right. Two very. Yeah. That's a little distance, but that's
it is.
It's they were banging that whole time. That's for sure.
I didn't stop out after that, man. After that one show, I said, I'm going to the next night right after this. Where's my ticket? And it didn't stop. Yeah, man.
Well, I'm so happy to hear this. It's and I may be getting ahead of myself a little bit, Russ, but do you see maybe down the road, or is there currently a mobile app?
Well, there is for Home Team FM. I mean, but that is just for the radio station, right? And we play, we play all kinds of stuff. It's definitely heavy panic. There's always a Widespread Wednesday, which is, full Widespread Panic all day on Wednesday. But the app Home Team FM will absolutely, the Vault will have an app, if that's what you're asking.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
It will have an app.
Okay. It'll be mobile capable.
That's what I meant. Yeah. Well, cool.
But for the time being, I mean, like Re-Listen is a fantastic app to have to access all the work that the guys have done, the team has done on the archive already. So you go to Re-Listen, download Re-Listen, and you scroll to Widespread Panic, you have access to all 2,000 plus of those shows that they've been working hard to upload right now.
Cool. Anything else you guys want to talk about with regard to the new project? I mean, I think we hit on a lot of different things right there. I'll definitely be sure to put a link in the show notes to point to the website. But anything else you guys want to mention that I may have forgotten?
I'll mention that I know a lot of people have been so gracious on their time and their efforts, and a lot of other people have asked to help, and that time will come. And the biggest change in what we've seen this week, I think, is going to be summed up like this, that what we're creating is going to be a community, as I said. We're planning on making it a nonprofit, a 501c3, with a board that is accountable and transparent. So none of that stuff that had to occur before or ever again, right? This is our community that we can fund and be transparent about and create things as a community, which highlights the community. And that is going to be, that's the biggest change.
Yeah, that's awesome. What about you?
So all that is forthcoming very, very soon. And we will be communicating that very soon about how to get involved with that.
Cool. Jeremy, any last words? You got anything else you want to mention?
Not necessarily. I guess I would like to just say thank you to everyone, like Russ just mentioned, just everyone who is just involved right now behind the scenes. We mentioned it a couple times throughout the conversation, but I've got some names. Carla Chapman, Jackie Kay, John Simpson, Russ Loyd, of course, he's here with us today, and Tiffany Wozencraft. They're the current admins of the Facebook page, Facebook group. Dennis Bryant and Gordon Wilson, who's been with me in the vault trying to get everything organized. And I'm sure I've forgotten a couple other characters in there. But I wish, I'm very thankful and grateful to all of them for stepping up to the plate with our busy lives. We all have to adult on the side of all this, but I do appreciate it. And it just warms my heart that people would not let it die and wanted to continue on and make something for the future. And I appreciate it.
Well, you guys were very quick to react, and I was really impressed with how quickly you got the messaging together and started redirecting people to the new idea. So kudos to you guys. I don't, like you said, we're all busy with lives and kids and stuff. I was really impressed just how fast y'all jumped all over it. So thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. I want to add Jason Peltzer, who I was speaking about earlier, Mean Gene 13, and E-Ride 173, and Eric Draper. All those people have consulted heavily and during this time, and just want to say thanks to Jeremy the team that he mentioned, and to you, Area, for taking the time to talk to us and get it out there. But this is the community, man, and it's just great to be a part of. So proud.
It's cool to see you guys from the very beginning too. So it'll be a fun thing to watch materialize over these next few weeks and months and year. So I look forward to seeing the work y'all do. And if of course, if there's anything I could do, let me know. And thanks for y'all's hard work.
Oh, you're welcome. And stay tuned on the site, man. Stay tuned on the Facebook group. We try to keep people updated daily, and looking forward to it.
All right, fellas. Well, I'll let you go hang out with your family. Oh, before I let you go, I always do this every show, and I was going back and forth whether or not I was going to do it today. Russ, what you're a big Panic guy. We're all big Panic folks. What are you listening to right now? Maybe new music you can turn people on to. Is there anything hot right now that you like?
Oh, yes, I do. Wildorado is I'm a big fan of Wildorado.
Oh, I've not heard of them. I'll have to check that out.
Out of Tulsa. Yeah, out of Tulsa. They're very good band. And I heard 4889 the other day again, and that will forever be my favorite show. Panic show.
Is that Valdosta?
It's just absolute fire. Yes, okay. It's just absolute fire. So if you have not checked that out, please go listen to that.
Jeremy, I know you got something because
oh man, I'm sitting here thinking right now I got 5, but I'm like, I need to live it down to 1, man. I've got this band.
You can say a few.
I got a band in front of me right now called Quay. Gosh, they're from up northeast, I believe. Just got their record in a day, man. But they're kind of a regional band up there. Max Freeman on guitar and Dan Eden on bass and Spencer Forgood on drums. Very tight band, real jam fluid, jazz oriented band. Cool. A lot of different new concepts going on there. And all you guys have heard of the band Lamp, maybe?
No.
It's a new trio coming out. They have a mini tour coming along. Dude, shoot. If you had time, I would go through, but you put me on the spot. Because I digest so much music every day, and there's of course we all love the bands that are currently out there, Billy Strings, and and just and Daniel Donato, Camper, and Cosmic Country, and the list goes on.
Man, we went and saw. I'll let y'all go after this, but I have to say this, and I think I've said it before. We went to Alpharetta and saw Sturgill Simpson a few weeks ago.
Oh,
that motherfucker is great. We had the best time.
He stepped up his game when he came back from hiatus. He stepped up his game. I've heard some live shows on Nugs.
Oh man, he doesn't even do a set break. He's like, nope, I'm staying out here the whole time.
Yeah. 3 hours exactly, full nonstop rock and roll.
Sure. I heard him one night, and he's like, we're not a jam band, blah blah blah. But I was like, motherfucker, you're playing like it's like, you flowing through each song, so there's some jamming going on. I don't know what else to call you. You're not necessarily a jam band, but you're jamming hard.
Yeah.
So
he calls his fans turtle heads.
That makes sense. Oh yeah, that makes sense.
Well, so good to meet both y'all virtually, and thank you again for all the hard work. I know a lot of people here appreciate it, and I can't wait to see things progress as they already are. So hats off to you guys.
Oh, thanks, sir.
Have a great night.
Thanks for playing.
See you guys.
Yeah.
is feeling cool beneath my feet. Used to ride on to get to where I'm going in a day. Now I've got to stop and go walk and crawl along the way.
search